Did you know you can now take a multicolored image and turn it into layers inside Cricut's design space? Let me show you how. So you're going to reduce the colors, or you're going to tell the Cricut how many colors you want presented in the image. The higher you go with these is the closer you get to the original image. So then you're going to be left with these three options. The single layer, that's what it's going to look like. It's going to be a black square. So you don't want that. The second option that you're going to have is to do a flat graphic. The flat graphic is perfect for print and cut options, but you have to have an inkjet printer or printable transfer or vinyl paper. Then we're going to do multiple layer. That's what we want. This is the whole purpose of this video. So now we're going to tell it how many layers we want inside here. So this is if I do 3 layers, this is what it's going to look like if I choose to do 8 layers. And remember, when you're doing layers, you're basically telling them this is how many different cuts you want. This is how many layers that you're going to have to cut and weed and things. So keep that in mind. So it goes up to 9 layers. And up here at the top, you'll see a great tool where it lets you actually preview what colors it's going to look like. So these are all the little layers and how it's going to look once you're inside Cricut's design space. And this is some of the advanced options that you can play around with to kind of get the image the way you want. So just make sure you're playing around with it just to get it closest to the original image. So here inside Cricut's design space, this is what it's going to look like. Now you see how you have now 8 or 9 layers of colors, and this is what you're going to have to weed. This is what you're going to have to print out, cut, and weed. So you don't always want that many. So I'm going to show you how it is when you just choose to do 2. So with this picture of Kobe, you can still see the higher I go on here, that is going to be the closer it gets to resembling the original picture. But again, you have to weed this out. So if this was if I chose 3, but now I'm choosing 2 because I'm like, I only want to do 2. That's all I have the capacity for. That's all I want. That's as many layers as I'm going to do. And I'm going to choose the layers on the next screen. That's how many colors you want. And this is going to be how many layers you choose. And again, you still get the preview at the top where you can just say, hey, I just want those 2 layers. Again, for this one project, you can go up to 4 layers, and it's just kind of be your capacity to weed, and you'll always get the previews at the top. So again, I only want to do 2 colors. So that is how many layers that I am putting in Cricut's design space. So these are the 2, and you can stop there. You'll be great. You can cut it out. You can do HTV. But what if you say, I don't want it to be a square image, because again, the image was in a rectangular square shape. So that's what it's giving you. So I'm going to say, hey, I want it on a circuit. I want it a more circular one. So you take this top layer and then you're going to put it on top of the circle. Then you kind of make sure that there's no white space. It just evens out. Once you have it where you want, you're going to slice it out. And then you're going to start removing these unwanted layers. So now you see there's multiple layers of this one just because it's a sliced image. So you go ahead and delete the unwanted ones, and you're left with this picture where you can just weed it completely HTV just from a single image. Hopefully that helps.